Hi, my name is Kat, or the Free Librarian, and welcome to a new reading vlog. It is Wednesday, and I'll show you what I'm reading currently. So my, biggest focus at this point is Do You Dream of Terra-Two by Temi. I am a quarter of the way through. It's a sci-fi about a group of people who are the first to travel to this new planet that has been discovered, and like things will go wrong, etc., etc. You know the story. So this team consists of four veterans, experienced astronauts, and six young people who have been trained specifically with this goal in mind. So basically, they spent their entire teenage life in this center where they learned everything they need to know for this trip. And yeah, I got to the point where they're leaving. And it's quite heartbreaking actually, because they are leaving so much behind. Like, they're leaving everything behind to go to Terra-Two. And even if this is something that they really want to do, even if there isn't much that is actually keeping them on Earth, if it's still a hard thing to leave everything that you know behind. And then the people who were trained but then in the end not selected because they accept a lot of people for training, and then selected the best of them to go to space. It's just heartbreaking to realize that they spend their entire teenage life, when everyone around them could go out, make memories, discover themselves, etc., etc., in this center, where they barely had any days off. Quite strict rules, like a lot of just studying and learning and whatever, all for nothing. And so just like those years, gone. So I think that for both it must be very heartbreaking and stuff like that. Yeah, it is really interesting to see how people deal with it, and just certain things that I hadn't really considered would be a consequence of this. But yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, and I'm really liking it for that. And I'm excited to keep reading. I am also almost 2 hours into the audiobook of Check and Mate, which is a YA contemporary romance that has to do with chess. So we follow our main character, Mallory, who was a chess prodigy as a child, very successful. But then when she was 14, for reasons, she quit and didn't want to have anything to do with chess anymore. But now, through a series of circumstances, she sort of gets pulled back into this world, which she really doesn't want. But she kind of has to. And yeah, that's where we are now. And it's fun. It's easy to listen to, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah. Then I have also two books that I would like to start this week, because I'm kind of drowning in buddy read at the moment, and I want to get a few of them at least started. So the first one is Miss Benson's Beetle by Rachel Joyce. This is a historical fiction about this woman in the 1950s. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't say. Okay. Anyway, this woman who decides to quit her job and goes looking for this specific beetle that she doesn't know if it exists. Or at least she isn't sure that it exists. She kind of has a memory of seeing one, I believe, but yeah, like there is no real evidence. It's not officially been discovered. So, that is this. I am buddy reading this with Kirsten over at the channel Reading Nymph. We were supposed to start on Monday, or at least would start this week, so on Monday technically, but I haven't yet. So we're gonna be reading this over the next 2 weeks. I think I will read it relatively quickly, so I don't think it'll be too hard. So yeah, I'll be reading this. And then I also would like to start How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin, which is a cozy mystery, like a paranormal cozy mystery, about a clairvoyant woman who predicted her own murder, and so now some sort of relative has to figure it out, but because this woman knew that she was going to be murdered, she obviously will probably have left clues and stuff. So this is the book club pick for Reading Nymph's book club and the Evil Minds research group, which is a book club that focuses on mysteries. And this is the November pick for 2 book clubs, so I really need to get to it. And I'm quite excited for it as well. So yeah, like the only reason that I haven't got to it sooner is because I need to wait for my hold to come in. So yeah, those are the plans for this week and what I'm reading. I don't know how much I'll get done. I hope I'll get done some. But we'll see. And I'll talk to you when I have an update. Bye. Hi, it is Friday, and I have some things to tell you. First of all, I started a book yesterday, but not one of the ones that I showed you. No, I started completely different, and I started Sabotage on the Solar Express by MJ Leonard and Sam Sedgman, the 5th book in the Adventures on Trains series. It's a middle grade mystery series, which I kind of needed because this week has been a lot, and so my brain just needed something easy to get through. So I am this far into it. It's about a third, I think. And I am enjoying it. So we follow our main character Alex, who once again goes on a trip with his uncle Ben, this time to Australia. Every book is set in a different country. And they're happy because finally they're going to have a crime-free vacation, or so they think at the beginning, but of course, turns out that is going to change. So we have there has been this competition where people got to design the train of the future, like with the environment in mind, and like be creative and whatever. And so the winner was the Solar Express. And so now the Solar Express got made in like real life, and this is the test ride of it. But it seems that someone is trying to sabotage them, which we don't want, of course. So Alex is going to investigate with a girl that we apparently met in the second book, but I've completely forgotten about her. Oopsie, but they mentioned that they know each other from his adventure on the California Comet, which was the second book. So they know each other. They have a bit of history where he doesn't really like her, and so we have sort of a weird dynamic going on there. And yeah, it is interesting so far. We have talked about the environment with this competition. We also have, I think this is gonna play into it later a bit more, but we already had a little bit on the Aboriginals and, you know, like their land being taken, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite book in the series so far, but I am definitely liking it a lot more than the fourth one. So yeah, I'm having fun with this. I will probably finish it in the weekend because it is not too long. It is a middle grade, it reads pretty quickly, and like there's a lot of illustrations, so even like the amount of text per page is not as much always. So that is what I read. I tried starting Miss Benson's Beetle before going to bed, but like I got to page 3 and fell asleep because I was so tired. So, you know, I can't really say I've started this. I will start it this weekend. Definitely read the chunk for this week that Kirsten and I agreed on. Let me see. She said it would be up until here, so like about half of it. So yeah, this, and then also try reading a more of Do You Dream of Terra-Two as well if I have time left. I don't think How to Solve Your Own Murder will happen this week. That'll be for next week then, which is fine. Yeah, so that is my reading. I also had a little bit of book mail in a Discord I'm in. We're doing a secret Santa, and so everyone was sharing a wish list and looking at each other's wish list, and one of the people had looked at mine and she said, "You have 2 books on there that I own and I was planning to unhaul anyway. Do you want me to send them to you?" And I was like, yes. So now I have Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson and House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. I am really excited about both of these. I've been wanting to read both for quite a while, but like my library didn't have them. I didn't own a copy, so I didn't really have direct access to them, so they were like lower on the priority list. But now that I have them, I am really excited to read these 2. I think I'm gonna keep this one for the summer because it's like sea-ish, or it feels kind of sea-like, which I think would be great for summer. And this one was recommended to me in the book recommendations for my birthday video. And I plan to do a series of vlogs in 2025 where I read all the books that were recommended to me. So it's nice that I have this now, then I don't have to hunt down a copy of this anymore. So I'm really happy. Thank you, Shadia, for these. I'm really happy. And so yeah, that was my update. I will talk more later. So yeah, bye. Hello, it is Sunday evening. Time for some updates. So, let's start with the book I don't have here physically, which is Check and Mate I am not sure how far I am, but I go further, and I'm really enjoying it. I didn't expect to get this invested in the chess aspect of it, and like the chess tournaments and the competitiveness and everything. I'm really loving it, and just the chess matches are, I'm in them, and I can feel the tension and the excitement, which I didn't expect. I'm liking that a lot. I might be sad when the romance actually comes along, because then that'll get the focus rather than the chess. I'm not loving Mallory's family, especially her sisters. Like, I can deal with an obnoxious kid in a book, but they are like a little too much, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm liking it still. I'm gonna listen to more of it because I am really enjoying it, but it's an audiobook, so it goes slowly for me. So yeah. Then this weekend I finished Sabotage on the Solar Express, and I really enjoyed this. This book, I would say, is definitely more of a thriller. Like, it's a thriller first and a mystery second, I would say. It was very tense and, thrilling. And I was really scared for these characters at some point. But like, their resourcefulness, as usual, saved them. This is a very sciencey book, so like, if you have a kid in your life who's really into science, I think they would really, really enjoy this. Where like we use science to solve the problem and everything. I really liked it. I didn't guess who done it. But like, when it was revealed, I was like, oh my god, I should have seen that. But I didn't, which was very interesting. Yeah, I had fun. I liked, a thing that I generally enjoy with this series is sort of the balance between letting kids have an adventure while also like adults reacting in sort of a realistic way. I think it struck that balance really well, and they did once again in this book. Also, like, underestimating children and stuff like that is also, became a bit of a theme at the end. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Again, it's not my favorite one in the series, but it's definitely up there with the good ones. I think. Now that I'm thinking about it, I might put it second, even, actually. I still think I like Murder on the Safari Star more than this one. But for a long time, I liked the first book more too, which is Highland Falcon Thief. But I think by the end, I actually like this one more. So I think that would be number 2, then Highland Falcon Thief third, then Kidnap on the California Comet, which is the second book, and then at the bottom, I would have the 4th book, which is Danger Man's Pass. So yeah, actually, I really liked it. So that is Sabotage on the Solar Express. Then I also started Miss Benson's Beetle by Rachel Joyce. This is a historical fiction. It's set in the 1950s when a woman quits her teaching job and goes to the other side of the world to try and find this beetle that there is no evidence that exists. She wants to be like officially discover it. There have been like some like diaries and stuff where this beetle is described in, or something, or like a gold speck like little creature is described. So she wants to like officially discover it and give it a name and whatever. So she does that. And I got to about 100 pages, and I'm not gonna get further than that probably. I can totally see why people would like this, and I could see why people enjoy it. But the pacing is so fast. And I just struggle with very fast-paced books to connect to anything, which was also the case in this book. And so it felt more like I was watching from a distance rather than that I was in it myself. Which just, I wasn't really invested because of that. So yeah, with that, and then also the humor didn't fully land for me. So ultimately, I didn't dislike this book, but you know, I could have finished it and I wouldn't have a bad time, but it would be okay and nothing more than that. Like it was not really giving me anything at the moment, so I decided to just give up and cut my losses and DNF it about 100 pages in. I'm so sad because this was a buddy read with Kirsten over at the Reading Nymph. She is really enjoying it, so if you want a more positive view on this book, you can check out her reading vlog in which she reads this. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't love it. So sorry, Kirsten, for letting you down, but it is the way it is. So yeah. And then my last update for tonight, I read some more of Do Dream of Terra-Two. I am now a little over 200 pages in, and I'm really enjoying this. I got really invested. Yeah, it is fun but very character driven as well, and with some very heartfelt moments. Contemplating about life that these people have to leave behind, grieving what they have to leave behind, but also grieving a certain event that has happened that I don't want to spoil. You know, but also this strange anticipation of what Terra-Two will be, and sort of the mix in emotions and how everyone has a different ratio of those two and deals with that in different ways is very interesting. The group dynamics are very interesting to read about as well. And how like the the loneliness of being in space, where you can't really leave this spaceship, and there's not that many people in there, so you have to spend like all your life with the same few people, and you can't see your family, and there's a lot of people that you can't see anymore. And so the loneliness of that mixed with the found family and the community on board, and then what happens if you see that all the other people are forming this found family and forming this community, but you're an outsider to that and you don't feel really part of that, and how isolating that must be. because you're stuck with these people for the next 23 years, and then you're on this planet where you're still with only these people until more people arrive. Like, the loneliness that must bring must be immense. And yeah, it is such a beautiful look at what this space trip does to these people and what feelings it evokes and how different people deal with that. So yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really, really liking it. There is not a reason for me to think of this, but just an overall feeling suddenly came up on me while reading this, that what if they won't reach Terra-Two at all? Like, what if this mission fails and they give up everything for a dream that will never come true? And so there's part of me that is like, kind of, I'm not expecting that ending, but it's like, yeah, that could really be how this book ends, and it actually I wouldn't be mad about it, because it would be an appropriate ending to, I feel like, the feelings that we got so far. I don't know how this book ends. Maybe they do reach it and everyone lives happily ever after. I don't know. But I think that there's a possibility that they just die without ever reaching Terra-Two. And so, yeah, I really want to know. I'm really enjoying this book and just imagining what I myself would feel in this situation and how I would react. And I would never want to go on a mission like this, like, ever. But if I were, like, what would that do to me, is a very interesting thing to think about while reading this. So yeah, those are my updates. I think I'm gonna read a little more of Terra-Two tonight, and I'm gonna try and get to the halfway point. We'll see if I can get there. I don't want to rush this book for no reason. So we'll see where I end up. But yeah, that was my update. I will talk to you again later. Bye. Hi. We're here with terrible lighting. My apologies. But I'm at my desk. So we know what that means. I'm gonna roll again for Buckle-Listathon, because what is a Buckle-Listathon vlog without rolling at least once? And the reason I'm rolling is because I want to read Mammoths at the Gates by Nghi, for two reasons. One, I want to be able to read The Brides of High Hill, which is the next one in the series in December, so I have to read this one first, of course. So I would like to read it now. And two, the due date is coming up at the library, and two of my holds, I got an email today that two of my holds came in. And so I would go to pick them up, and then, like, I don't want to have to go twice, just to drop this off, like, so close together. So I'm going to finish this first, and I can just drop it off, and then when I'm going there. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get this on here. But if I get a prompt that fits this one and not the other one, I'll get this one on here. I wasn't sure if I want to get this to count, because it doesn't count towards the corner I picked, and we have to have 50% of books count towards that corner. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I get with my rolls. So let's see. So last time we landed on the new releases corner, so that's where we're starting. An A5. Okay, let's see. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paperback edition. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-star prediction could work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure favorite author would go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd roll. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a corner. So I could. So the 5-star prediction here and pick a corner would work. Let me check my previous rolls for the colors. Not that it matters too much right now. But you know, I think I'm gonna go with pick a corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go to the series corner, because that way the 2 books I have are both continuations of series, because that works for both. The other ones don't work for both. So let's roll a second time. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Intimidating won't work. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Life good. We could do that. Or 5-star prediction. I think I'm gonna do that. And then that way I have both books covered, because Mammoths at the Gate is a 5-star prediction. So I rolled, but there was no spot that I could land on that will work for Mammoths at the Gate. It wouldn't let me add a roll. So I decided that that additional roll had to be Solar Express. So I took pick a corner, which was the 3rd dark green one. I chose the corner series, so the prompt of continuing a series, which Sabotage on the Solar Express works for that, because it is the 4th book in a series. And then from there, I went to 5-star prediction, which is the first purple, I think I would call it, color, which was, I hadn't landed on that color before. But so for that I chose Mammoths at the Gate, because it is definitely a 5-star prediction. The first 2 books in this series have been 5 stars for me. The 3rd book wasn't, but I still liked the 1st book, so I think the 3rd book. So I think that this could work. This is a series about Cleric Chi, who goes around places and collects stories, and I really like them. They're all quite different from one another. I'm not sure what this is going to be, but actually I don't really care, because I'm very excited for this. So I'll read this, and then next time you'll see me, I will give you my thoughts on this, and I'll probably have a library haul for you. Till then. Hi, it's Wednesday, and I just finished Mammoths at the Gate. This was so beautiful. Again, I really loved it. I'm glad, because I was a little nervous after the 3rd book, which I still liked but didn't love. But this one is definitely very good again. Quite an emotional one. So in this one, we follow Cleric Chi as they go back home to Singing Hills, and when they arrive there, they hear that their mentor, Cleric Thien, has passed away. And so we get a story about grief, and also about if you're away for a long time and then you go back home, both you and this place, the people in it, have changed, and so returning home after a long trip is also always a little sad, because there are aspects that are gone and won't come back, and also the grief that comes with that, and sort of with the people around you grieving who they used to be, while also accepting and celebrating who they are now. and that is a very important thing if you love someone. And I thought those discussions were really, really beautiful. So the title Mammoths at the Gates is refers to Cleric Than's granddaughters who want to come and collect their body so that they can bury them next to their grandmother. But the people from Singing Hills don't want it because Cleric Than left that old life behind them to start a new life with a new name and everything in Singing Hills. So that is not the person that they were anymore. So they don't want to, like, they want to bury them in their way and not give them to the granddaughters. And so the granddaughters, one of them is a corporal, so they sort of siege, they lay siege on Singing Hills with the Mammoths. And so we have some of that going on with, like, trying to make sure that they don't destroy their home. Meanwhile, we have this grief story going on, and then we sort of get the like funeral type service where each of them gets to tell one story about the dead person. So yeah, I thought it was really beautiful. There is also, just thematically, there is packed so much into this little novella, but it didn't feel crammed. It worked so well, and this is once again just such a skillfully executed story. Yeah, I think it's really good. This might be my favorite one in the series so far. This could be recency bias because I literally like start recording it right after finishing it. So maybe in a few days' time that'll come down a little bit. But and maybe it'll be my second favorite or something, but I don't think it'll be lower on the ranking. So as of this moment, I would put this one, Mammoths at the Gate, the fourth book, first, then the first book, which is The Emperor's Assault and Fortune, then the second one, when the tiger came down the mountain, and then at the bottom I would put Into the Riverlands, which is the third book. So yeah, I'm giving it 5 stars, as you may have guessed. It is very beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to the final book in the series. So yeah, that is going to be the vlog. I said in a previous clip that I would have a library haul for you. I don't, because as you can see, I still have this copy. I'm gonna go to the library tomorrow probably. But I wanted to end the vlog here because it needs to go up. So if I recap, I think have I finished stuff this vlog? Because I think I can't remember if Sabotage on the Solar Express was this week or last week. Time is blending together a little bit. Yeah, I can't remember. And then Miss Benson's Beetle, maybe that was this week. I don't know. If it was, then I finished Sabotage on the Solar Express and started NTNF to Miss Benson's Beetle. I started and finished Mammoths at the Gates. I read some more of Do You Dream of Terra-Two, and I read some more of Check and Meet by Hazelwood. So that's the video, that's the vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you read in the past week, and I will hope to see you in another video. Bye.